So you just found out that you're pregnant. Congratulations. This is a time that's filled with so much excitement, probably some nerves, and lots of questions. In this video, we're going to talk about what helped us to get through the first few emotional weeks and just being so excited about being pregnant. So we'll give you next steps to help you feel grounded and more confident.
Welcome everybody, I'm Steven and this is Jackai. We're medical practitioners who have practiced family medicine for more than 25 years. We're also dedicated childbirth educators. We've been doing that for over a decade and helping lots of couples get more confident through their pregnancy and have awesome birth experiences. This video is the first in our first trimester series. We're gonna do things a little bit different. Instead of going week to week, we're gonna really kind of hone in on some different topics as we go through each trimester. So let's get started. How exciting was it when we first found out we were pregnant?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was so amazing. Just the highs and the lows of trying to get pregnant and then boom, it happened finally.
And I think it's important to tell people you don't have to feel pressure to tell the whole world.
Yeah.
As soon as you find out you're pregnant, you know, a lot of couples wait and it's okay to have boundaries. We actually have a whole nother video about setting boundaries during that first trimester. So it is something that you want to obviously shout at the mountaintops. But if you do decide to be discreet about that first trimester, that's totally understandable too.
And after you found out that you're pregnant, really remember it's important to establish care with either a midwife or an obstetrician, or if you've got a family doc in your area that takes you through pregnancy and delivery, then establishing care with anybody is a great call. And you don't have to pick the right provider right off the bat. You can always change provider. Obviously, it's awesome if you find one that you click with right away and you feel super comfortable with, that you have a great rapport with, and you stick with them throughout the entire pregnancy. But it's totally fine to change provider midway, or even like
we did at 33 weeks.
That's correct. Right. So we went from like OB to midwife. And yeah, it was a great decision for us. So just want to make sure parents have that knowledge that there's freedom within like your insurance, or even if you pay out of pocket for it, you can switch to a different provider that you feel like you connect with better. So that initial visit, you don't have to feel the pressure and the weight of picking the right provider right off the bat.
Yeah, it's just important to get in there.
Yeah.
You're right. You don't have to have it all figured out right away.
And it's especially important because some women don't know when the last menstrual period was when they're pregnant.
Right.
And for those women, it's super important to get in so that they can know when their like delivery date is or their due date is. And that can be done based off of an ultrasound. And the earlier you get in to get that ultrasound done, then the more accurate the dating will be. So important to get in and get established.
One thing we didn't mention in the beginning, but it is important, hopefully you were doing this way before pregnancy even started, but those prenatal vitamins.
Yes.
You have to have prenatal vitamins on board because the studies just show it helps to reduce the incidence of neural tube defects. So folic acid, you should be taking that in a prenatal or by itself, but you need to have that. So that's super important. If you have not started prenatal vitamins, then get those right away. Obviously, because we are birth educators, we have to tell everyone to get some form of birth education.
Absolutely.
You do not want to just go into labor and birth blind. And so when you are first pregnant, this is the time when you get to do research. You get to figure out what your options are. You get to see like what's out there, what type of birth do I want? This is when the dreaming and the vision of your birth starts to take place. So I don't think it's ever too early. Some people are like, oh, shouldn't you wait till the third trimester? No, you can definitely start looking right away because I think the more education you have, it helps you to not have as much fear. So, we love it when we get students that are in their first, second trimester because we can really help guide them along the way so that they have a low risk pregnancy. That's going to help you so much to have a low risk birth. So education is crucial.
Absolutely. And some moms can take the education piece and go really far with it and just go super deep diving into rabbit holes after rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Just kind of overwhelmed by how much information is available nowadays.
For sure.
And our course really distills all that information from our medical training, from our experiences of having 4 natural births, from our experiences teaching other couples how to do natural birth if they want that.
Successfully, yes.
Like, we've distilled all that information, taken the best aspects of it, and made a wonderful course that's available to take the pressure off of parents to find the right information, to find what's applicable. We break it down into really bite-sized, easily digestible, easily understandable pieces.
And on top of that, we train all of the partners that are with those moms to be doulas.
Absolutely.
So I called you my daddy doula, and that's what we're creating.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want that, if you want to be able to have a birth that you feel is your own, you feel like you're in control of the process and you understand what's happening with your body, and then you have a trained doula by your side, please sign up for our Birthroom Academy. It is going to change your life, because the information really changed ours.
Absolutely.
It changed the whole trajectory of our family and
of our lives.
We're so passionate about helping other people have the experiences we had. So check that out in the link below, because it will definitely bring so much value to your pregnancy and then even beyond in the birth process. So now let's share our story, because I think it's important for couples out there to kind of hear like what it was like for us, because we did a whole fertility series. So if you haven't checked that out, you can see those videos. But we did struggle in the beginning to get pregnant and conceive with our first.
Yeah.
And so finding out that I was pregnant honestly was so unbelievable. It was shocking.
Yeah.
I remember the day I don't even remember why I did a pregnancy test. Oh, I do. It was because I had been tracking like meticulously my basal body temperatures, and I had a spike. And so by that point, I was a little bit jaded, because I was like, oh, maybe this might be a false alarm. I don't know. But I had a whole bunch of pregnancy tests. So I was like, let me just do it. And it came back positive. And I stood there and I was in shock. And I remember it was also on the day of my grandmother's birthday.
Wow.
So it just felt, it was a beautiful moment, because I just felt like so much blessing, over me in that moment. And I could not keep it to myself. I had to literally tell you that day, because
absolutely,
I just couldn't hold a secret. It was like so exciting.
For sure. And that's like coming on the heels of going through a fertility specialist, finding out you have PCOS, which you've done the video series about, and going in for the ultrasound after ultrasound and being told your uterine lining's not thick enough, your eggs aren't big enough. But like, regardless of all that, God blessed us with a pregnancy and with our first kiddo. Like, that was so surprising and surreal, because we just literally were told, hey, it's probably not going to happen.
I mean, it was one of those moments where I was like, I should double check this. I think I did do 2 tests. And so I wanted it to be special for you too. So I was like, okay, I'm going to put, you can tell them what happened.
Yeah. So I was at work. I remember I was working at Portland State University, and I walked to meet you for dinner, and I walked down Park Avenue to our favorite ramen place.
Yeah, the ramen spot.
And you met me there. For some reason, you wanted me to get in the car with you. Like, you were parked. I'm like, why are we getting in the car? And then you gave me that card in an envelope. So I opened the envelope, I opened up, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're pregnant. This is amazing. It was like, I still have the card. It was such an amazing moment of just being so grateful for what we're gonna go through and becoming parents after so much, like, just not doubt, but just not knowing.
Yes, we were definitely in between
of what was going to happen. Like, we had made plans like, okay, if it doesn't work out, we're going to save up money and travel the world. right? Like we made plans.
We were going to be full-on missionaries. We were like, we had already made plans to do other things.
Yeah.
So it was really amazing.
Yeah, it was so amazing. Like God is so good. Like every good gift comes from him.
Yeah.
And that was such a sweet gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely think all parents, when you find out you're pregnant for the first time, you have to mark it and celebrate that moment, because there's nothing like that first time.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was a very special, beautiful moment for us. So hopefully everybody out there who is getting pregnant, you know, they get to have that moment of sharing the news, and just having a special time, you know. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys as you are going through those first few weeks of your pregnancy. Remember, if you're having symptoms and you do need a little bit of help, we have a great resource for you. It's the Feel Good Fixes checklist. You can get that in the description box below. Also, another resource that's super helpful for our students, if you're wanting your voice to be heard during your pregnancy and you need a little bit of help just figuring out how to have conversations with your providers, you can check out our Birth Advocate Blueprint. It's a powerful and short series that's going to help you and your partner advocate for your needs so that you have a wonderful pregnancy, labor, and birth. So you can check that out in the link below.
Be sure to hit that like button if you got something out of this video. Also subscribe and get that notification bell hit so you know when new videos pop up. We want to get this information out to more people, so leave a comment below. That really helps us out. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.